Hey, how y'all doing? It's Craig here again. I know it's been quite a while, a couple months since I've made a video. It's been cold outside. I've been sick. I've had what everybody else has had. Just generally didn't feel like coming down to the barn and doing anything. Some days I didn't even feel like going to work, but I managed to go to work every day. Still got a lot of crap in my head, so I'll try to get through this. We're going to be working on the Stihl SH86C Blower. It's like I said, it's probably been a couple months now since I posted the last video, dealing with coil issues. The second coil that I got from the guy off eBay that was supposed to have been good, he guaranteed it to be good, said he tested it good, arrived, put it on, did not work. Got a hold of him, basically just said, look, I'm done with the used ones, just refund my money. He refunded my money. So then I went out, didn't want to spend $100 for an OE coil from Stihl. The blower is not worth $100, even though I've got some money in it. Didn't want to do that. So got back on eBay, done some searching, and found one that said US stock. It was about $5 more than what one was from China. So I decided to buy it from that particular website because it was US stock. Thought I'd get it in, 4 or 5 days versus 2 or 3 weeks. So I went on ahead and I bought it, purchased it, paid for it. A couple days later I got a tracking number. Lo and behold, coming out of China. So I paid $5 more for something that I didn't want to come from a place because of the length of time it would get here, only to have to wait the 2.5 weeks for it to get here anyway. So, I spent $5 extra for something that I could have got $5 cheaper, but that's how it is, I guess. So that brings us to today. It's actually pretty nice out. Me and my boy went out and cut a load of firewood this morning. I run the MS660 and the 576 auto tune. Both of them ran great. Got a decent little load of maple wood. I'll try to insert a photo of that in this video because I took a photo of it before I unloaded it. But anyway, now let's get to the Stihl. So, get my eyes on here and get you turned around down here onto the subject matter here. Find it. There it is. Try to get it in the center there. Okay. 3 coils over here are the original and the 2 that I purchased off of eBay. This one here is the new one. I've had it for a few weeks now. Like I said, I just haven't felt like doing anything. Got my test meter. The secondary sides on these coils are good. It's the primary sides that aren't reading right. So try to get that to where hopefully you might be able to see the reading. Yeah, I think that'll pick that reading up. Let me turn my lugs around here so maybe it stands up straight. Yeah, that's gonna show up good. Okay, so this is the second coil that I got, the one that was supposed to have been good. Guaranteed it good. He tested it. So on the 200K setting, ohm setting, I'm going to just go across the laminated bar here, show that we got good continuity there. Okay. So now I'm going to come to the ground tab, which is the primary side, and it doesn't even read on the 200. So if we take and bump that up one, now we're up on the 200,000 K ohm setting, or the 2,000 K ohm setting, sorry about that. Now we get a reading of 1,100, 1,200. There it's finally settling out. So just say 1,200 on the 2,000 K ohm setting. to my understanding, I'm not much on ohm meters, but to my understanding the 200K would be times 200, so you take the 1200 times 200, and the resistance there is, well over 200,000 to my understanding. Even if that is wrong, that ohm reading is way high. I've done some research online, and the only thing that I could find was on the primary side on these coils, you should have somewhere between 0.5 and 0.25 on the 200K setting. It wouldn't even register on the 200K. So, we're going to scrap that one. Obviously it's bad because it wouldn't spark. This was the first one I got from the eBay purchase. And again, we're going to do the same thing. Let's turn this back down to the 20K. And I'm going to go across the laminated bar here just to show that we've got continuity. Ohm's resistance was nothing there. Now to the ground tab. Absolutely nothing there. Now if you turn this up to the 200K, again across the lamination, good contact. There again we're about 1,170, 80, still climbing, 90, 1,200. Now it's starting to settle out. So they're about 1,200 again. Ohm rating on this is sky high. Won't spark. Here's the original coil off of the saw, or off of the blower. Again, we're going to start back down here on the 20K reading. Just go across the laminations. Good contact. Again, nothing. Now we're going to bump it up to 200K. Go across the laminations again, just make sure I got contact, which I do. Now to the ground lug. There we're about 1,100, climbing 12, 30, 40, 50. So it's kind of settling out about 1150-ish, 1160-ish, 55. So this is still almost 1,200 ohms of resistance if you just want to look at the pure numbers it's given you. So now we go to the brand new aftermarket that I received. And I'm going to pop this clear down to 20K. I guess I was reading that wrong, sorry. The readings I was using before was 200K and then 2000K. Now I've popped down to 20K. So I'm going to go across the lamination here. Good contact, very low ohms readings on that. So now we're going to go to the ground lug, which is the primary side. $772. Now if I take this up to the 200K, do the same thing, make sure I got contact, I do. 0.7. Now if you remember, the other three would not even read on the 200K side. This one's reading 0.7 on the 200K. So this has got some resistance through it, which tells me it's got a complete circuit. Them other ones were probably burnt out. That's why the resistance was so high. Now on the same setting, I'm going to try to determine if the secondary is good. I got to try to get this There we go. The secondary side is 7.6 on the 200K setting. Now just for comparison, we'll grab one of these other ones, because on these other ones all the secondaries seem to test good. See, that's 1.9 on the secondary there. So that secondary in this new one's a little higher. I don't know if that's because it's an aftermarket. Like I said, honestly, I can't tell you what numbers are good and what numbers are not good. See, that's a little bit higher than one of the originals. But this primary side tests a lot better. So, with that being said, we're going to install this new aftermarket coil. And see what we got. Been so long since I've had this apart, I almost forget how it goes together. There we go. Just a piece of paper folded over gives me roughly, I can't remember, but I think it's roughly like 12 thousandths. I'll roll the magnets around, they're just almost underneath of the coil. I'll insert my piece of paper here, hopefully. Roll it backwards. Make sure it doesn't hit. Roll it around a couple times. We're good. I'll get in here and snug them down nice and good. Go on ahead and install the, actually better tighten that spark plug up. Make sure that your rubber tab stays on top of the throttle linkage. Okay. Oops, try to hook the wires up first. You know what? Probably should have put this in later. I'll check to make sure it's got spark. Put this thing on right. Just thought of something. I can actually turn this over with my drill to see if it's got spark. Okay. Get it up into the room position. Try to get that so you can see it. And it does have spark. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you was able to see that spark. Okay. I don't like how that plugs down. There's a gap right there. I'll take that back off here in a little bit. I don't like how that's sitting down on there. Put a little gas in it now and see what happens. Now remember, this carb, I don't know, it may be plugged up, it may not be. I took it apart, it seemed to be fine, but I didn't put a kit or nothing in it. Carb may leak gas, I have no idea. And I did shake my gas can here before I started pouring it in. About a half a tank. That doesn't sound good. Every time I push that bulb, it forces gas into the carburetor. So we'll try it. I don't know what it's going to do. turn the idle up just a tick. See what we got now. Flooding's what we got. Well, the carburetor is probably going to need rebuilt, because every time I push that purge bulb, you can hear gas spray into the carburetor. Well, it runs. Finally, it runs. I'll get this little issue here taken care of. I don't like that. See the gap? Let me come in on that a little bit. See the gap right here? Put my finger underneath of it. I don't like that. You can see where the old one was sitting down on it. I mean, they look identical, so I don't know what's going on there. I'll figure that out. Buy a kit the carburetor, and it should be ready to go. Okay guys, sorry it took 3 months to get this project done, but sometimes that's just what you have to do. Stihl SH86C, because it has a chopper blade. Let's see if I can get that open and show that. Yeah. Wrong tools to do the job. There we go. See the chopper blade? This has got a vacuum hose that goes over this, and you can suck leaves up, run it through here, and it goes into a bag. But there, anyway, there you go. I don't really know how much I've got in it. I'd have to sit down and figure it out. The muffler gasket, $1.82. The coil, that was $24.50, I believe. There's a couple parts on here for 99 cents each. Piston rings were $5.92. Muffler bolt that was missing was $1.67. Crank seals were $6.13 each. Crank bearings were $26.78 for the set. A used crankshaft, because remember this crankshaft was bad. $30 off of eBay for that. Another gasket for $2.38. Fuel line, to replace the fuel line going into the tank, was $5. I got the carb kit down, but I don't have a price because I did not rebuild the carb kit. And then the fuel pickup hose was $6.43, and all these things are direct from Stihl, with an exception of the used crankshaft. And now the coil is an aftermarket coil. Everything else is OEM. So there's 25, 26, 27, 28, 34, 36, 42, 62, 68, 88, and another $11. So I've got, in this blower right now, I've got just about $100 plus my time. Probably way too much to put into it, but I get this one running. I will keep this one for myself, and I've got that little BG55 that I'll try to sell for like $50. I don't know, we got the yard sales coming up for the fire department again in June. I may just take it up there and put it out for sale and do kind of like a blind lottery drawing on it. And people put in what they'll pay for it and take the highest price and sell it to that person and donate the money back to the department again. Okay guys, thanks a lot. See you in the next video.